Ricky Steamboat and Harley Race. Great sportsmanship there, shaking hands to kick this match off. And the bell rings. This match is officially underway. I use the term match loosely only because the way these two hit hard. And I don't doubt this is going to be nothing short of a fight. Nice hip toss. Steamboat following it up. Scoops up. And slamming Race into the mat. Goes for a cover. If there's one thing that we know about the strategy of Ricky Steamboat, is his ratio between his fast pace when he needs to be and then keeping his opponent grounded. One of his go-tos after being able to call so many of Ricky Steamboat's matches is he likes to, in the early part of his matches, slow down his opponents as much as possible with a headlock. And it's extremely effective. And it has been for Ricky Steamboat and his strategy. Look the way he has the neck torqued on Harley Race. However, Harley Race is working back up to his feet. Race sending Steamboat into the ropes, looking to break free. Leaps up and over. And a cross body to put away Race early, but Race able to kick out of two. And follows up with a side headlock takeover. And right back to it is Ricky Steamboat on the headlock. So simple, yet so effective. You don't have to make everything. Everything doesn't have to be difficult. It is so simple for Ricky Steamboat. However, with any chance that Harley Race gets, the moment that Harley Race can find a slip up in Ricky Steamboat's strategy, there will be a price to pay. And it's going to be a very high price to pay. Nobody hits like Harley Race. Race starts to fight back up to his feet. However, Steamboat still doing a great job at holding on to the submission hold. The side headlock. Kind of wrenching around on the neck. The hands of Harley Race were wrapped around the waist. Oh, seeing that he's pushing, and there it is. Able to push Steamboat in the ropes. Follows it up with a nice drop kick that takes Steamboat off his feet. And the head scissor takes down Steamboat, but quickly gets out of it. Now it's Steamboat able to quickly get a nice turnaround on a scoop slam and follows it right back in to a headlock. Has Race grounded. However, Race is doing a good job at keeping his right side of his body up off the mat, because if both shoulders are down on the mat, that's when the ref starts his count for a pin. Race is, though, very quick to get onto his belly facing towards the mat and then get back up to one knee. Race realizes that the longer he is in the position that he was in, the worse it gets for him. And very quick to find an exit is Harley Race, as once more sending Ricky Steamboat off of him and comes in with a high knee and drops one down on the forehead of Steamboat to follow up. And I mentioned that ratio earlier. Oh no, what's he thinking? Oh, and just slamming Steamboat into the mat. Enough for a 2 count. And I mentioned the ratio for Ricky Steamboat and that statement I didn't get to fully complete regarding his quickness to his grounding, how much he does of each. And you just saw a gut wrench there by Harley Race. He's got his own ratio, which his ratio consists mainly of ground and pound and technical, as opposed to Ricky Steamboat, who does include a bit more risky moves that involve taking flight. However, the majority of the early part of the strategy of Ricky Steamboat is wearing down his opponent until it is time to go risk what you have to risk to get where you need to be. However, right now, it's Harley Race in control. I think Harley Race just asked the referee to ask Steamboat if he wants to give up. Being in the front chancery and then just driving the knee into the skull, you got to wonder how many more hits. Taking hits to the head are extremely serious. The brain is such an important part of the body. Brain trauma is a very serious issue. However, for Harley Race, it's not the end of the world for him. He's going to hit hard or he's going to go home. So, a nice counter by Steamboat on the suplex on Race. Nice kick out there by Race. And right back into the headlock is Ricky Steamboat to keep Harley Race grounded. Just wrenching on it. So pulling on the side to seal the lock in tighter, but also the way the neck, as you can see, as the positioning of Harley Race is closer to being on his belly, the neck gets torqued back at the same time. That puts a lot of pressure on the back of the neck, and it shoots down the spine the longer the hold is applied. The referee was trying to see if there was a cover. However, no cover there. Steamboat able to shift as Race took an attempt to change the pace and shift the momentum onto a pinfall on Ricky Steamboat. Race trying to push back on the chin of Ricky Steamboat. Back up and back down. Steamboat driving Harley Race into the mat. Keeping this so close, tight-knit. Ricky Steamboat having a great showing against Harley Race in this matchup. Can't count out Harley Race, though. Harley Race, once again in that position to try and fight his way out of the headlock, back up to his feet. Ricky Steamboat doing a great job of keeping the pressure on Harley Race. But for how long is Ricky Steamboat going to be able to keep this pressure on? Harley Race once more back up to his feet, sending Steamboat into the ropes. And a backbreaker. Steamboat eats the knee into his spine. Nice. Wow. That was a solid counter by Steamboat, who follows it up with another scoop slam and returns right back to all reliable being the headlock. Great grounding technique. Harley Race is very good with his positioning, though, able to make sure that he is not being pushed on flat to his back. No matter how hard Ricky Steamboat tries, he's doing a great job at staying where he needs to be and not letting himself get out of position. That being Harley Race, doing everything he can to make sure no pinfalls are being counted in this exchange on the headlocks. With all the blood that rushes to the head, the airway gets blocked. And pushing down on the head, the body of Harley Race just convulsing. Once more. Sends Race onto his back. Barely a 1 count, if that. You could even call it a pinfall at that point. Harley Race is still very much with it in this matchup, as you saw from that pinfall attempt where he kicked out quite quickly. Very swift. Saw Steamboat wince a little bit. The longer this match goes on, the sweat drips down your face. It gets into the eyes. And it burns. That sweat burns. And it can blur your vision. The exhaustion that sets in. Just because you're not on the receiving end of the majority of the beating doesn't mean it isn't exhausting to stay on the attack. It very much is. However, with that being said, it is much easier on Steamboat. Not in this moment, I will say, as Harley Race able to break free with a backdrop suplex and drives the knee right onto the side of the neck. And a diving headbutt just falling right onto the skull of Ricky Steamboat. This could be the turnaround that Race has been looking for. Tried to go for a swing, but dazed and confused is Ricky Steamboat. And a nice swinging neck breaker. Cold as ice. Fresh as a daisy was that swinging neck breaker. Perhaps ready to follow it up with a pile driver and planting head first into the mat. Ricky Steamboat takes a hard landing. Great ring awareness, though, on Ricky Steamboat to be able to find that bottom rope. That's just great ring awareness there. You got to wonder how things would have been different if we were in a different part of the ring. Double underhook. Could be looking for a double underhook suplex. Right now has just the arms trapped. A submission locked in. Tried to send Ricky Steamboat over. Ricky blocked that attempt. Steamboat doing everything he can to fight free. And there it is. The double underhook suplex connects. Pinfall attempt by Harley Race, but to no prevail for Race as Steamboat is able to get the shoulders up before 3. What a shot to Steamboat. And another one. Off the middle rope. Down goes Race. Nice counter there. Steamboat gets sent into the apron. And how ironic is that? Harley Race was looking for a drop kick. Steamboat was going to counter. And with both men thinking the same thing, both men just crashed into the mat. Lands flat on Steamboat. Steamboat able to kick out, though. We are in deep territory right now. The deep waters of this matchup. Back body drop. With, looking to risk it all. High risk, high reward. High cross body. Will it be enough? What? How did Harley Race just kick out at 1? That's just a test of the power of Harley Race. Still fighting back, though, is Ricky Steamboat. I don't know how Harley Race is managing to continue to fight like crazy after that high cross body. I am very befuddled where Harley Race gets his resilience from. To put away Steamboat. Steamboat lands on his feet. Sends Harley Race through, looking for the cover. Harley Race able to shift the weight. And the pin's there. He got it. Harley Race gets the victory over Ricky Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat can't believe it, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. Harley Race outsmarted Steamboat. Steamboat respects it. Shaking hands. Great respect between these two. Great sportsmanship. What a fantastic display of professional wrestling between Harley Race and Ricky Steamboat.